they're hearing that as much as their increases have been in 2025, that they're going to be even higher in 2026. We're seeing more and more of these specialty drugs come out that are, life-changing, and they have really high price tags, and there's a lot of pressure to cover them, and patients are asking for them. And we do know that whether that's a cell and gene therapy or, a normal specialty medication, they're going to start replacing what is the standard of care, especially when they have, the opportunity to be cured. So I think it's goes back to cost and knowing that, they're going to see even more in 2026 in this line item. So what they're looking for from PBMs has really shifted from my observation. They don't just want a vendor that's processing claims. They want a strategic partner who's transparent, who's proactive, and is bringing solutions to them, and also aligned with their goals. So if they can manage those specialty pharmacy meds well, they can, work together to use that data effectively and align the incentives around not only lowering the cost but also improving health. Those are going to be the PBMs that the employers want to work with. Regarding the GLP-1s, that was a lot of conversation a couple of years ago. Now they're really talking about these cell and gene therapies that are, extraordinarily expensive. On the GLP-1 side, some of them took them up pretty quickly, and certainly have seen them, kind of explode on that line item because there was a lot of need and demand for them. Some of the employers changed the eligibility for it, made more stringent prior authorization so that it was, real medical need first and foremost. I would say that, most have also aligned it with lifestyle change, behavior change management services as well. So I would say most of the employers we work with have picked it up and covered it to some extent. The employers are really looking at all the different options for being able to pay for these. Right now, it's something that they know is coming down the pike with so many more of these therapies. Some of them have looked at multiple employer risk pools. They have, looked at carving some of these out. But I would say that there's a big concern. We're going to come together and talk about high cost claims and have a workshop and look at all the different options for that. But, just the likelihood, also predictive modeling to be able to see who might, in their population need these therapies down the road. Some are direct contracting with providers who, have these capabilities now. So it's not, we're not solid yet in terms of what a best practice strategy looks like. It might be a couple of different options, and it certainly depends on the size of the employer and their ability to absorb the cost of these therapies. I will say there's a lot of concern I haven't heard this from my employers, I've heard this more nationally, that, if you're the first one out, to cover, these therapies, you're going to be a magnet for the patients who need them. So we've talked about how, you want to look at your benefit design if you are covering it to say that the diagnosis needs to happen after the, time that you start working for the organization. So we're in information gathering and thought leadership mode on trying to figure out how best to serve the employers so they're ready for this.